Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. I'm Personal, and today we're playing some Binding of the Issac before the end of the new year, because why not, right? Why not, indeed? I feel like I need to play some more, and should we try a Blue Baby run? You know, let's go for it. Let's try a Blue Baby run. This could go really well or really terribly, but we'll try it. And Curse of the Extra Large to start off. But how are we all doing? As I take damage straight away. How are we all doing indeed? I've come to realize something about myself, right? Do you know what I've come to realize about myself? Is I'm a big baby and I moan about everything. Nah, I've got some like New Year's plans, stuff like that, and things I want to do anyway, and I was kind of just like looking at some older videos, some more recent ones as well, and kind of just looking over sort of like what my plan is in my head and stuff, and I've come to realize that if I'm really starting to nitpick on things and stuff like that, like, that's my problem. So I kind of need to change that attitude about myself and think more positively and have like a better outlook on my own life and stuff and just everything in general, right? I mean, it's easier said than done, I will admit that, right? I'm not going to say that it isn't a hard thing to kind of completely do a 180 on your entire outlook on life. Like, I wouldn't describe myself as an optimist, I would describe myself as pessimistically optimistic. Where it's like, I will analyze everything in the worst possible outcome and go like, well, that's the worst case scenario, so anything better is just gonna be better. Which, is not a great way, really, to, really kind of look at stuff, right? Like, not in like a negative light or anything, but just in like a, just like a sanity side of yourself, right? Like, do you know how hard it is sometimes to keep a straight on face when, like, everything you ever do, you feel like you want to have some sort of, like, screaming match with someone else all the time, or you just feel like you're an idiot, or you feel like everyone else is an idiot, and yeah, it's kind of like stopping that from happening, and I think it needs to be, I need to work on that, right? Just for my own sanity, as well as also just, like, being able to make myself feel better, right? It's a small thing, but I think it's going to have, like, a better impact going forwards and stuff. Look up. Nice. I said it's just one of those things where it's like, although I say that's what I would like to do, doesn't mean I will do it. We all know what it's like, right? We think we're going to do something, then we cave on it within the first, like, 5 minutes of actually trying to accomplish the thing we were saying we were going to do. No, I'm going to stick to it. I mean, I want to stick to it anyway, that's the main thing, right? If I can stick to it, then I got a better outlook going forwards, and I'm going to be, like, you know, happier overall. And that's the plan. Magician, eh? I mean, it's good enough for the boss fight coming up. I really should save those, because they can actually get you across, get me across gaps, so there is actually some reasoning behind it, right? But yeah, so there's that on plan. Plus, like, maybe actually improving some of my video editing skills, or just changing the style of some of the videos I upload and things like that. I want to do some of the things which I've kind of been doing anyway and learning stuff in the background, but I don't know. Like, even though I can, like, say one thing, I'm still a human at heart, so, like, I get frightened that, you know, the changing content would not be great, although I don't really have many people watching it anyway, or, like, I somehow be embarrassed of what I do later when I've already uploaded rubbish anyway. You know? It's like silly stuff like that, right? So you gotta try and get your brain out of that sort of like negative state, and I've kind of been in it for way too long. right? It's not like a bad thing to kind of like realize you're doing it, but I think it is one of those things where I kind of need to realize, like, yeah, I need to do something about it, and the sooner I do it, the better. Ooh, latchkey. We do get a spirit heart for that, though, so that's kind of good. Let's see, does anything here give me spirit hearts? Missing? Ooh. Actually, yeah, something does. The pact. Let's go. Pays for itself. I've not got enough money for a shop, but would a shop be good? Not really. That's only one. I mean, it could be good, but yeah, I'm still being lazy about stuff, so. Laziness comes first. Ooh. Necronomicon and how to jump. I guess take the Necronomicon here. I mean, the extra spiders were nice and stuff, but can't beat the Book of Death. So yeah, I mean, hopefully, you know, I stick to my goals for a shorter period of time to begin with, and then that will just implement me keeping them longer. The same reason I kind of started making YouTube videos in the first place was the fact that, you know, I almost wanted a reason to play games as such. Right? I was playing games like these, like, on my own and stuff, and, you know, I could chat with some friends and stuff and things like that, and we'd all have a good time about it, but, like, when it came down to it, Jesus, straight away, I don't like that room. It was more just on the idea of, like, to be honest, like, there's no outlet for me playing games. Like, I either get bored or you know, or I complete the game and then don't play anything else, or other things like that as well. So this is kind of like a nice way to me to kind of replay other games. I mean, I really just started them just because I was playing a lot of Hearthstone and stuff, and was like, yeah, I probably should at least do something constructive. And then we stopped playing Hearthstone. Wait, did I stop playing it completely again? Like, I think I mentioned this like before in like an older video and stuff, but no idea why. I mean, I know why I stopped playing it. Just the time sink and stuff, the release of the constant expansions and things like that. No. Use a couple of bombs here. There we go. And trying to keep up with all that stuff was, Ooh. No, 9 lives kind of ruins me, but Spirit of the Night could be pretty good as well. Spectral Tears and the ability to fly, and then 9 lives. I am gambling my life away. I am Blue Baby, and I'm taking more deals with the devil than I ever should. But yeah, I was like, it just, yeah, you really couldn't, like, I couldn't really stick with it for long term, really, pretty much, was my excuse for that. Which I know is the point, I know some people really did enjoy the content I put up on stuff, and you know, maybe, like, I'll come back and, like, see how things are with it sometime in the future or stuff, but no, 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 we don't take that. We do not take that. That's dangerous. That will hurt me in the long run. But yeah, so am I disappointed, like, when I stopped playing Hearthstone? A little bit, because, you know, it was the thing that kind of first started, you know, the reason why I created the channel in the first place. You know, I enjoyed playing it, and I kind of was the guy that, you know, had terrible luck, and I kind of wanted to prove it to friends. Is my luck any better now? Not really, judging by that. But yeah, that was kind of the whole reason why I started it in the first place. As go to the blood bank. And, I could probably get, health from this guy. Would be nice. You give me a health upgrade. Normally it's about 11 coins, isn't it? When they pay out on. You guys get blown up. Oop. I got the bomb guy did that. We'll come back to that, maybe. I don't know, I might forget. But yeah, that's kind of like... It's kind of like the reason why I ended up doing the recording in the first place and stuff, so... Although, got my New Year's plan sorted, so that's kind of nice. So going all to meet a mate's place, and there's going to be about 10 of us there. We're going to have like a massive D&D game, which can be awesome. I mean, I was thinking, because I know a lot of people do like Dungeons and Dragons now. It's become like a more cool thing than when I first started playing it and all, which is kind of unusual to me. Things I used to do were never really cool, so this just confuses me a lot. But on top of that as well, I don't know. I mean, I could do like, I mean, I wouldn't really have to record the session and stuff, because that's unfair on the people, because it's not many of them would like that either as a thing, right? But I mean, I could do like, kind of recaps and stuff of stories that we did and stuff. That would be kind of interesting for people, I assume. I mean, if you do want to see stuff like that, I mean, the main thing is to let me know, because my art skills aren't great, but I could probably whip something up with like a storyboard and be like having fun with it. And it would also give me a reason to practice like my actual drawing skills, because they're terrible. I joke about it, but they really are awful. Like when I was a kid, I got my mum to do most of my artwork when I was at high school, so yeah. Funny thing I say that, this year she had a big birthday, and I got her kind of a nice gift of a complete drawing set, like the whole thing. She has everything she would ever need to draw, and I thought it was a really good gift for her, because although she's done like so much for all of us as kids, like the whole family and stuff like that, I felt like my mum doesn't really have anything that she can claim as hers, because she's always done it for like all of us. Right? Which is kind of like, it is normally a mum thing, like that stuff ends up happening, right? Where it's like you put so much effort into like helping the family out, especially like from her generation, that you tend to kind of like, Spunker Boy's achievement, cool. And telekinesis, nice. I should go to the shop. But yeah, it's like mums, especially from the last generation, they would cut their own arm off if it meant to kind of like save their kids and their family. Like, that's how defensive they were. Oh no, I can't go to the shop, I already went through. Like, that's what they were. Nowadays, I don't know, I mean, most mums are still like it, but I think there's a large generational shift on like what the family dynamic is and stuff like that nowadays, and whether that's good or bad is completely different. Ooh, Samson. You know, I mean, that's like, you know, a debate for like later on in the future and stuff, and people can debate that all they want, right? For me, I'm kind of like, I'm probably more on the side of like, what is normal, right? Like, I mean, like, the weird thing that is for me, like, I come from a divorced family, essentially, so, you know, my mum did leave my dad when I was pretty young as well, but not young enough that I don't remember it. Something's wrong. So I still have memories and stuff from like when my parents were together and stuff. Only very small amounts, but they are still there. They are things like that, and yeah, it's an interesting thing, because it meant the fact that my family has always kind of been fractured in a way, but not like in a bad way though. Although, you know, as being a child, I barely understand most of it when I was a kid, so like looking back at it, it kind of like I can make sense of it more now than I can do when I was that age. Spore shop, interesting. Oh, I guess I'll pick this up as well. I already got, like, the, thing, but an extra piercing shot sometimes could be good. But yeah, it's a hard thing, especially when, like, people are not happy in relationships and stuff, and you gotta make that decision of, like, I will take the faith. Gives more spirit hearts and stuff, so it is actually better in the long run. And maybe I'll get, like, more luck, that'd be nice. But yeah, it's kind of, an interesting debate, right? And the fact that, like, divorce has also become more acceptable as we've gotten older and stuff. Like, as, like, a generational difference. I mean, that both kind of, like, it disappoints me, and is also kind of understandable at the same time, right? Like, the whole divorce aspect. Like, it disappoints me because it kind of, like, takes the one thing that marriage is meant to be for and kind of, like, diminishes it to something that doesn't really last anymore, right? Oh, I'm taking lots of damage now. Which is a shame. Because, you know, like, it just means that now marriage is no longer special, right? Also, I find it hilarious, right? My mum is incapable of, like, keeping actual secrets. Oh, come on, don't die on this. Shut the poison on him, that's what I want. Because I can take, like, some damage from him, right? So, we figured this out because my mum knows a pretty big secret in the family, right? Like, a really massive secret. And no one else has actually really been told at the moment. You know? I mean, to be honest, even she's really not meant to know. Like, that's how big of a secret it is. But somehow she knows. And, obviously, my mum then, in a casual conversation, and saying something, kind of alluding to what was going on in a way, but not really, but, like, essentially, what she knows is going on kind of gives an excuse for something else. Right? So she kind of blurted out, saying, like, oh yeah, but, you know, like, that's not going to happen because, you know, and then kind of was very quiet. I need to go to the shop, and I got lots of gold. Maybe get, like, a spirit heart or something. The thing is, at that point, both me and my sister then were kind of, like, stuck in the room together, and my sister doesn't let stuff like that go. She really should, but she doesn't. Like, she's latched on at that point. She's locked in. There's a secret. She must know something's happening, what's going on. And, like, given the circumstance of the conversation, I already cottoned on to, like, a few solutions it could be. My mum was giving nothing away to my sister, but then it's like, I just looked her in the eye, said one of the things, like, yep, that's it, and then she's just like, that's not fair, and I was like, well, you shouldn't have erased me as well as you did. Like, I'll say it now. I'm a person where secrets don't really work against me, right? Oh, the fool. Range up. Nice. And not like in a bad sense, right, either. I just donate all the money here. I'll get extra luck in that, so it is worthwhile. There we go. And then with the Fool card, we'll go hopefully go into the challenge room. Should be able to, right? If I'm correct. Yeah. Oh, come on, really? Ooh. We'll just get out of there. So yeah, like, I'm really good at, when I know someone, knowing exactly if they're telling lies or not. It's actually an interesting skill that I picked up ages ago, and, like, it's not like any, like, thing that I could say I could probably nail down to an exact science, although I have written some papers and stuff on it, of, like, you know, learning how to distinguish truth from lies and things like that as well, and mainly because of other stuff I was involved in when I was, when I came out of university and things. But Yeah, I know. It's a physics major doing stuff with psychology. Interesting, right? But yeah, now essentially, I want to get to know someone, and then also both their thought process and what they're like as a person. Depending on the type of person you are, you're very easy to read. If you're different types of people, you tend to be a little more difficult to read, but I'm not saying it's not impossible, right? A lot of people refer it down to, like, having a baseline of, like, what someone is like, right? Which is very easily done. Like once you got to grasp someone, this is why, you get things like, you have, like, an instinct of, like, something just doesn't feel right when you're talking to someone you know really well, because they're not being honest with you. Like, when you get those sort of things, essentially, like, it's like that. And it can be very easily distinguished once you know what you're looking for, right? That was the other thing as well. It's knowing when someone is probably not being fully honest or things like that as well. Like, the greatest thing about, like, being able to tell someone's, like, telling a lie or stuff is, normally they will, you know, they'll always give signs of, like, kind of like if you got something right or not, or things like that as well. Lucky poop. Not really. The rotten tomato, delicious. And it's not like something they can hide, right? It's an instant reaction to be like, oh my god, they know, kind of thing, right? It's that sense of shock and surprise in some cases, and all sorts of other things alongside that as well. And these things are very hard and not easy to distinguish. You kind of wait for, like, that, yeah, there we go. That's pretty good. That'll save me for a hit. So yeah, I'm pretty good at it, and I can do it with a lot of friends, which sometimes also means that not many people can keep secrets from me. It just can be a nightmare. But also kind of means I'm really good at finding out when my friends kind of need support, but they're too afraid to ask for it, right? I went through a phase of when I figured this out that I used it for evil purposes, and yeah, I regret doing that. That was not a nice thing to do to anyone as well, right? Little Brim, is he? No, he's not worth. Actually, no, he is kind of worth it. But I've only got enough damage. I don't need to do any more, do I? We're taking him. Yeah, he goes before 9 lives. Nice. But yeah, so, like, it is something where, I think it's kind of like you need to, I would say you need to use it for, you know, good and stuff, but, you know, you just do whatever you want when you get to that sort of point, kind of, it's almost like a magic trick. It's kind of like, I don't know if, people watching this, you ever heard of Darren, is it Darren Brown? I forget his name, on which one, it's one of those two. But yeah, he's a guy that does a lot of, like, mental tricks and stuff like that, and it's, like, once you know, like, what he's doing and stuff, it's really interesting on both as, like, science and, like, how our brains function as well. Like, it's really interesting. And I advise anyone that, you know, if you feel like you don't, you know, can't motivate yourself or stuff like that, you can do some of the stuff he does to people to do it to yourself, to kind of, like, get the reaction you want out of yourself to do things that you need to be able to do, right? Like it is that sort of, like, really cool stuff. I find it's, like, absolutely brilliant. I like, advise anyone to kind of learn how to kind of almost hack your own brain. Because, like, the bonuses you get from being able to do that, and the motivation in some cases can be, like, massive. Like, for me, one of the ones was, might mention this, like, years and years ago, is something called emotional anchoring, or at least that's what the term I use for it, whether it's called that or not. But it's like, whenever you feel like you're in a good mood, is doing something that you can almost, like, replicate to get yourself back into that same mood, right? It seems simple enough. It's like, okay, so I feel really happy and excited, then what do you do? For me, it's, I kind of, like, pinch certain fingers like really strongly enough to cause actual kind of like slight pain for it. And if that, now I got to the point now where if I do that to those like different fingers, I can set my mood to be the mood that I've assigned to each of those fingers in pain. Now, part of that's also probably like a little bit of like, are you really doing that? Or is it more just a coincidence now because you kind of like reinforced this kind of notion in your own brain? I'm like, either way works. Either way works. Regardless if it's all BS and it's just the fact that a placebo effect, or if it is actually working, it makes no difference at this point. It does the job, and that's all I care about. So like, if I ever like need to really concentrate and set myself in the zone, which I did do for basketball for a few years when I was playing that, like, I could just get myself into that zone. Didn't mean I played any better in some cases, but did mean that I was like really focused on actually like making the best plays I possibly could, right? HP and luck, that's nice. We'll take the HP, move on. But yeah, all music does the same thing. I had one of my friends did flavors, which was really interesting. After one experiment was, I said to them, like, if you're gonna go and like, you know, try and study and stuff like that, chew gum and do different flavors for each of your subjects. That was interesting. Right, because your brain will assign stuff, and it works better for men, this association, as for women. And the main reason for that is men will compartmentalize things in their minds. And that's not like in a bad way, it's just how our brains physically function. It's almost like we've got like 100 boxes and we put stuff into boxes. Women tend to make connections between stuff, so for women it's better for you to kind of basically make links between one thing and the next. So if you've got a topic that you're not really fond of, making a link between a topic you are fond of with that will help you learn and basically remember things more easily. You know? This is why you can always remember when I've upset you, but, you know, you can't remember, like, facts. Like, who started it. Sorry, it's a low blow. But it is, like, it is right, you know? Like, for women, you don't remember why you're upset, but you know that you're upset. Yeah? And you remember who you're upset at, but you can't remember why, and then, you know, you'll kind of follow the step-by-step process, but, oh, that's why. Right? You make those connections and make the links. For a man, we just put it in a box, and then, like, suddenly we're not upset anymore in some cases. Well, we still are upset, but we're not going to tell you that. Because you're still upset at us. Come on, left hand. There we go, that's not what we want. Not that it's going to really help anymore, but still. I would have loved to have like a couple of gubby items, but a little bit late for that now. Yeah, it's just really interesting stuff like that, and like I got involved in that sort of like psychology aspect like years and years ago. Still interested in it now. Every so often I'll pick back up a psychology textbook and be like, oh, cool. It was a funny thing because I spent at uni a good amount of my time sometimes just stuck in psychology lectures where I had no issue being. But I had a free pass, so I was like, you know what, let's just go down and do that. I find it more interesting than my actual topic, and I was like, why am I not doing this? Did learn a lot. Some of the teachers, though, did kind of look at me and be like, why are you in my class? Like, I'm not gonna say. But yeah. Do I miss, like, doing the psychology stuff and things like that as well? Oh yeah, 100%. Like, I love those sort of mental gymnastics and stuff that you can do to kind of make people think, oh my god, what have you done to me? You know, some of my favorite ones are the whole like subliminal sort of advert. Oh, come on, really? I might need to go around and get like an extra heart. Let's do this. Let's see if we can get like an extra heart somewhere. But yeah, like some of the tricks I picked up from stuff like that is it's really interesting, right? It was really interesting. Like, I kind of enjoyed it for the sake of like just doing random cool stuff with your brain and like how to kind of influence people. And also learning stuff like, you know, why things are picked in particular ways, right? That was also the other fun bit. You know, why people will pick certain things over other ones, right? I'm trying to do as much damage to this guy as possible so I can maybe like get away from him, but it's not gonna work. Wub worm. Yeah, I knew it was gonna happen. The moment that particular boss came up, I was like, yeah, I really should have like waited for something else. I mean, are there any other like cool things like that that I kind of like remember doing? I guess there are a few. Like my favorite magic trick was making people think of like random numbers. That was always great fun. I love doing that. I would ask like people to pick like a number between like 1 and 1 million or something, right? But the way that I'd have a conversation before them and would dictate what number they picked. I hate that room. There we go, an extra spirit heart. Nice. Cool. That's 2 more spirit hearts. Delightful. And tears up. Okay, so I think we're ready for the boss now. I got a health down pill, which I cannot take or get rid of at this point. Shame. Nah, I don't want the wub worm. Don't want it. But yeah, I was kind of, I kind of love doing stuff like that. And yeah, basically the way that I spoke to you and the conversation went was kind of like what you ended up doing because of that conversation, right? You didn't do it because you thought that it was like, oh yeah, like that's totally like the best solution or whatever. You did it because I made you think that that was the best solution and that was the number you should pick. Ooh, blood bombs. And HP up. Nice. Okay, we've got a lot more HP. Let's go. I waste like half it straight away. You're doing so well in this. Yeah, I was kind of really interested in that sort of stuff anyway. So it was kind of like ideal for me, right? Plus magic was always my thing. My sleight of hand is pretty good, but it's nowhere near like the level of like actual magicians, right? Ooh, we win. We win, we win, we win. Kind of. Let's go up. Let's go up. We're doing some of the extra floors today, but mind you, we beat the heart. That's all I care about. Yeah, my favorite ones are always card tricks and stuff. I love messing with card tricks, right? The subtleties between making people choose particular cards you wanted, also like doing trick shuffles and stacking decks and stuff like that. Absolutely brilliant. Such a fun way to mess with people. I think that's the real reason why I did it so much, right? It had nothing to do with, I will, like, burst these, try and get Spirit Hearts back. It had nothing to do with me being interested in it or anything like that as well. It was more the fact that I wanted to mess with people. Mum's Ring. Interesting. What's in here? They're probably worth going into, actually, if I get, like, a teleport card or something. I mean, I really should, try to get back into magic tricks again. Maybe that'll be my obsession at some point in the new year, right? It'll be an old obsession renewed, as such. And then I'll spend ages literally, like, just, like, focusing on the idea of, like, oh no, but I gotta do this magic trick. I did laugh, though, because, like, I can't do any, like, trick shuffles and stuff like that, but I can stack a deck, like, without anyone knowing it, and it's absolutely hilarious. Like, I can't do, like, any sort of, like, the hand dexterity tricks and stuff like that, but maybe I should learn how to do those. You know, the ones that do, like, really cool and fancy shuffles, like, I'm just not good at doing stuff like that. Like, I tried learning how to play the guitar to kind of get around that a little bit. Which did work to a certain point, but now all I know is how to play guitar. I know. I'm a bit of a baby when it all comes to that sort of stuff anyway, right? I can't do the things I want to do. Oh, this might be it. Yeah, this is going to be the rune that kills me. No, just use the book. Use the book. Ooh, nice Spirit Heart there. Use that. Come on, one more Spirit Heart, please. Ooh, Chariot, that will work. Yeah, I kind of, I used to love Magic as a kid, the whole side of thing and everything else as well, right? Just because it was always a thing that kind of, like, defied your expectations. Like, you know, you think something's here, but it's actually over there type scenarios, right? It was so good. So good. Like, the only issue with Magic, and I always find it, like the only real problem is once you know how a trick's done, it just doesn't work on you anymore. There's always that sense of, like, oh, I know how they do this, or stuff like that, and like, if you are someone that enjoys Magic and you like the idea that they can fool you like that, don't ruin it for yourself. Come on. You know, play fair. Let's try and defeat Isaac then. You know what's silly? Like, I probably find this fight a lot easier than actually facing off against Kid Libs. Within reason, right? Oop, he says. Oh, come on, really? Mind you, I don't really have damage for it, so this is going to be one of those hard ones. If I do die, like, it's game over. Yeah, there we go. I just got hit straight away when I entered the room. That's hilarious. I tried not doing that, but... Okay, last go. Yeah, I'm kind of interested in maybe learning magic again, right? Ah, we lost. That's a bit of a shame, but we got really far though. And it's kind of, you know, put a notch on the postcard also. Was beaten by myself. But yeah, I mean, you know, hopefully we'll get some stuff sorted in the new year and things like that. I'm looking forward to it, and I've got plans to all sorts of stuff as well. But as far as anything else goes, I hope you all have a good new year as well. And if you do enjoy these videos, do leave a like, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.